Hello, welcome. It's a new edition of Weighted to Win. It's the Sunday edition, and we make a trip to Pietermaritzburg, racing at Hollywood Bet Scottsville. We're going to dive straight into it. The first race, the favourites, number 5, last one standing, 33 to 10. Number 16 at 33 to 10. Gorgeous Guy, number 15 at 5 to 1, and it's 11 to 2 and better those. Good to have both these on the show. We've got Darren Burrows and Daryl Marie. I'm going to go to Darren first. Darren, thanks for joining us on the Sunday edition of Weighted to Win. What do you like in race 1?
Well, let's touch on number 5, last one standing. Started 125 to 1 on debut. I spoke to one of the owners, and they said this horse is looking for a mile plus. They're not expecting much on debut. And he absolutely flew up for second behind License to Thrill. Let's see how he goes. I can't give much confidence when a horse starts that price on debut. I like this horse, Van Majel, number 16 on the card. First time out, cracking run behind Archimedes. We've seen that horse come out of there and win comfortably, that Alec led runner. And last time out was just found wanting. He's out of Spring Lilac, so there's a lot of speed in his dam line. So maybe the drop-in trip is the answer and he could win. There are lovely bred first-timers from the Canamaz stable, Riverland stable and Muscat stable that we have to follow the market on.
It's quite an open race. We're going to have to wait and see where the late money is going to come for these horses. We're up the straight for race 1. Daryl, welcome to the show. I'm hoping that you're in good spirits. There's a few horses here there's been quite a bit of talk for. This horse, number 16, by now you probably would have had your publications updated because this is a pre-recorded show and we don't know who's riding. Number 16 for Sean Terry. Moved up like he was going to win comfortably last time.
Yeah, so Darren could be touching on the key points of Yane that it comes back in trip. There's a lot of speed on his dam side. So maybe at this stage of his career, it could be the right move. Just thank you to you, Brandon, for stepping in over the past couple of weeks. Hopefully Clyde's back next week. You can have a bit of a break. Go enjoy the money that he's going to pay you. Yeah, so...
Are we going to get paid?
Thank you. Then number 15, Gorgeous Guy. I thought last time out on a soft track, he just came up for air in the latter stages. He's shown enough to be competitive. The horse I'm leaning towards is number 6, Future Flow. Now, last time out, you can see he contested a race against winners. In that race was Outlaw King, who came out and won the Umkomazi. And also, Main Defender came out and ran second in the Premier's Champion Stakes. So, back against Maiden Class, he performs well up the Scottsville Straights. I don't think he's going to Hollywood, but with that experience, he could finish in the money. So, I went wide, 5, 6, 15 and 16.
Perfect. That's how we're going to open it up. Clyde, if you're listening, I'll send through my banking details. Daryl says you're paying me. Let's put up those selections. Let's see what we're doing for the first. Bar pot 5, 6, 15 and 16 for the first leg. So you did hear we're going to go wide in that opener by 2 and 9, by 4 and 6, by 4 and 6, by 3 and 6, by 1, 2 and 6. 192 Rand is the spend. And this is where the bar pot starts. Beyond by 12.25. First leg of the place accumulator, race number 2, that starts at 1 o'clock. It's over 1,200 meters. Cue the Rebels, your favorite. Richard Ferry for Sean Terry, that's at 22 to 10. 2 Minogues at 5 to 2 and at 7 to 1 and better those. Will this horse get it right, Darren? Cue the Rebel. Been knocking on the door, ran a good second last time out. Does look to be the right sort of race.
Looks the right sort of race, barring number 2, Minogue. I like Minogue as my first choice because she challenged that horse Twinkle Little Star all the way to the line. I thought a cracking debut, lovely pedigree, drawn towards the inside in her favour. I'm going Minogue to beat Q the Rebel, who's had 2 fair efforts to date. I thought she improved in her second start because her debut wasn't a strong field whatsoever. And she'll be right there at the finish. One more to include is Vision to Achieve, who comes out of the debutante behind Calamoretta. Not a bad effort, beaten 6 lengths.
Yeah, let's try and get some sort of information from Daryl Marie. Daryl, the only concern with me is Minogue. There was absolutely no money around first time. I see 25 to 1 was the starting price. I wonder if maybe it was just a horse that doesn't show too much back at home, or I mean, we can sit and make excuses all day, but I mean, it was an encouraging debut. Cabello Mazzaniane riding at the top of his game. Wendy Whitehead's got her yard in good form, but Q the Rebel's got to be some sort of a danger.
Yeah. Growing up, Brandon, did you have a bit of a crush on Kylie Minogue?
Oh, Daryl, we've had a crush on so many out there. We've
Yeah.
lost track.
I thought it was a lovely debut, like Darren touched on, that favourite had the form. She was a warm order favourite, and she gave her a run for her money. They pulled well clear of the third place runner, so very promising debut effort. I have to agree with Darren wholeheartedly with number 9, Q the Rebel. I thought she improved in her second start, because on debut that was a very weak form line. So nice effort. She challenged Princess Arlo. Just tired late. She was hanging about. I think she's going to strip fitter. What's key over here is both have got course and distance form. And the Scottsville Straight isn't the easiest of races to win. So I think we'll get through this leg 2 and 9.
Super. Let's put up those selections. First leg of the place accumulator, race number 2. There's the selections now. Daryl Marie going 2 and 9. So he's going Minogue and Q the Rebel in leg 1. By 4 and 6, by 4 and 6, by 3 and 6, by 1, 2 and 6, 3, 5, 7, 8 in leg 6. And then leg 7, 2 and 9. 384 Rand the spend. First leg of the pick 6, race number 3. It goes off at 13:35. It's over 1,750 meters. Favorites number 4, Ancient World. It's Tristan Godden for Mike Miller, 28 to 10. 6, Billy of Tea at 7 to 2. Number 5's at 11 to 2. And it's 13 to 2 and better those. Darren, what do you like? Ancient World, Billy of Tea, Streets Have No Name, or is there value elsewhere?
2-horse race for me between the Miller runners, numbers 4 and 6. I did circle Billy of Tea because he did run second to Twa Twa Cut, who came out to win. And he challenged Twa Twa Cut at a stage, and then Twa Twa Cut pulled away the final 50 meters. I thought that was a solid effort. I don't think the drop-in trip's a problem. Ancient World absolutely took off last time out. On that effort, he's going to improve further. So I can't see anything else winning besides 4 and 6.
Yeah, the Miller team look to have a strong hand when it comes to race number 3. Daryl, you'll probably agree with me, and I know they are forthcoming. You'll be able to find all those comments as to what they're expecting throughout the day, whether it be to the presenters or on social media. What do you like?
Who's they, Brent?
The Miller team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they've got a good, should I say, foundation going there. Obviously, Craig Udy also does a lot of hard work behind the scenes, so we will get these comments, Daryl.
Yeah, irrespective of the comments, I think they're both going to run crackers. They've shown enough. I love the improvement Ancient World showed in his second start. I mean, the finishing effort he displayed on that occasion suggests the extra is going to be in his favour. What I find interesting is that Tristan's opted to ride him over Billy of Tea. I actually prefer Billy of Tea. I thought that was a cracking effort last time out. He actually looked dangerous going through the 250. It looked like he was going to win. So I don't like, Darren's camp. I think coming back to the 1750 is going to pose no problem whatsoever. I actually believe at this stage of his career it could be the right move. So I'm going to go against jockey arrangements over here. I'm going 6 from 4.
Yeah, well, Tristan Godden, like you say, rode Ancient World last time, and he rode Billy of Tea, and we know by now he probably gets first choice when it comes to the Mike Miller yard. And it's interesting that he sticks with Ancient World. We're going to have to try and find out the reasoning behind that. Let's put those selections up. It is the first leg of the pick 6. It starts now in race number 3. Darren Burrows going 4 and 6. He made it an absolute 2-horse race by 1, 4, 5, 6 and 7 in leg 2. By 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 and 10. Banker 6 in leg 4. 2, 3, 5, 7, 8 in leg 5. And at the back 1, 2, 4, 6 and 12. 1,750 Rand is the spend. Let's go to the first jackpot. Race number 4 goes off at 2. It's over 1,750 meters. Favorites is number 6, Soldier's Eye, 3-1. Number 7, Grandi Oreki at 7-2. 5-1, the 1, Petite Verdot, and it's 6-1 and better. Those. Soldier's Eye, Darren. Caden Brewer gets the ride for the Wayo Mooing team. A filly that's got any amount of ability, just needs some luck.
Brandon, I actually liked her strong last time out in the Taquini. And she ran 5th behind Bavarian Beauty. She moved up to a point, didn't quite go through with her effort. My concern is her dam, Admiral's Eye. She didn't stay an inch over a mile. She ran third in the Taquini Stakes herself, and just off them in the Golden Slipper. She was a sprint miler. Now she's by Rabada, who was also best up to a mile. She's going the extended trip of 1750, being a young filly. That's my concern, is the stamina. Now, Grandi Orechi's done nothing wrong. She's going for a hat-trick of wins in a row. She gets the 4 kilos off with Trent Mayhew. As long as he can get her one off the fence, I don't want to see her travelling 3 deep around the bend. He is inexperienced, so it all depends if she gets a good passage in running. And with the 4 kilo claim, she's going to rate hard to beat. Others to consider: Petite Verdot, Sea Goddess, and Midnight Crystal.
Soldier's Eye. I thought she had no luck in the Grade 2. That was on the 1st of July, Hollywood Bets Durban July Day. She was taken out at a crucial stage of the race as she was making her run. And then last time I thought she had the run of the race, she was scraping paint, just didn't go on with it. In saying that, Daryl, I don't see any Bavarian Beauties here. I don't see any Mrs. Geriatrics here. Egyptian Mao, Distant Winter. Those are all very good fillies.
Yeah, I love her chances today, Brendan. I'll tell you why. I actually think the one draw last time out worked against her. This filly lugs out. She hangs out. And you know, at Scottsville, this is going to be ideal for her. She can come into the straight. She can hang towards the outside, back that outside rail, be flying home late. I actually think the rail's going to assist her chances, and making her handicap debut, I wouldn't be surprised to see her pull it off. Caden's riding lovely at the moment.
Fully fledged jockey now.
Yeah, so they must take that little star away in the computer form, Brendan. Yeah, I'll give her a big chance. I'm really keen to see how she goes. Now, will we see Louis Huisson in the winner's enclosure with his winning form and his Wonderwater? I think there's a possibility, because I'll make this the immediate danger. Sea Goddess. I have no doubt that she's a better turf filly, Brandon. And there's very little separating herself and Grandi Oreki. Calvin gets on great with this filly. Course and distance, she's very effective. So for me, I'm going Soldier's Eye from Sea Goddess. In saying that, it is a fillies and mares handicap, so I'm taking my chances in narrowing it down to 2 selections.
Yeah, let's hope that Soldier's Eye can get back into the winner's enclosure for the owners. High-class filly. I think we'll see a lot of her on the high felt, especially with the features coming up. Let's put up those selections. Let's see what we're doing with this particular race. Race number 4 being the first jackpot. Darren Burrows has given us his jackpot. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 and 10 by Banker 6 by 2, 3, 5, 7, 8 at the back. 175 Rand the spend. You need to be on at 10 past 2. Jackpot 2 starts now in race number 5. The favourites number 3, Mrs. Browning at 18-10. Number 8, Sun Blushed at 15-4. Number 2, Music is Life at 9-2. And at 6-1 and better those. All right, let's go to Darren first. Darren, some high quality individuals over here. Mrs. Browning, the ride of Richard Faree for Sean Terry. That's at 18-10. There's got to be respect for horses like the Africa House as well. He's 6-1 and could be some value.
Yes, the Africa House dropping in trip, that could be the answer, because they tried him over ground. He didn't quite see it out. I've included him. I like Sun Blushed quite a bit. Now, he's had 2 comeback runs after a lengthy layoff. And last time out in the Post Merchants, only beaten 3.5 lengths by Gladiatorian. That was a very strong race. So back in this type of company, 33-10, probably the right horse. Mrs. Browning, a decent filly, a bit in and out, but she's good on her day. Music is Life with only 50 kilos and Brevin Plykees. He's had a winner. He could be competitive, but Sunblush definitely the horse to beat.
So let's go to Daryl Marie. Let's see what he likes in race number 5. Daryl Richard for Sean Terry. Always a combination we need to respect in a big way. We know there has been a scratching in the form of number 1, Captain Casey. What do you like?
Yeah, obviously the best weighted column suggests it's a two-horse race between Mrs. Browning and Sunblushed, but I do believe there's one other to consider, and that's neither here nor there. What number is that, Brandon? 6. Have a look at this horse's form up the Scottsville Straight. I mean, he won on debut at any price. Obviously, he wasn't expected to win. Then he was put away after his penultimate starts. Now, last time out, he gave a hard knocker weight for a lightly raced 3-year-old at that stage. I thought that was a very commendable effort, and I'm saying, being unexposed, he could be ahead of the handicapper. So, although he's out at the weights on Sunday, I wouldn't read too much into that because we haven't seen the best of him yet. I thought that was a really nice effort last time out. The one to beat in my mind is Mrs. Browning. Now, every time they try this filly over further, she tends to do too much in her races. I mean, last time out in the Tiburtina, she was really overdoing it in the early stages, and she just came up for air very close to home. My concern is the form line. I mean, there have been something like 12 runners. 10 of them have run unplaced in the next start. But in saying that, at the weights, she's going to go close. She's a really nice filly in the making. So for me, I've gone only 3 and 6, Brandon.
Just quickly, I know that we need to wrap up the segment. Do you know anything about the apprentice that's riding number 7, Approachable Lass?
I don't. Do you?
I don't, unfortunately.
Let me have a look here quick.
I'd love to find out.
Nervin.
Is it Nastili? Is that how we say it?
Okay, he's had 2 rides, and he's basically finished last and last.
All right, let's hope there's some improvement with Approachable Lass. Let's put up those selections. Let's see what we're doing over here, being the jackpot. Jackpot 2, this is. Daryl Marie's gone 3 and 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 by 3, 5, 7, 8 by 1, 2, 4, 9 and 12. 400 Rand is the spend. Let's go to race number 6. We back over 1,000 meters. 20 past 3 is the off time. Favorite is number 6, Princess Arlo at 2-1. It's Richard Faree for Glenn Cotson. Number 1, Divine Moonlight 7-2. Number 9, Flying the Star 6-1. And it's 7-1 and better those. Darren, beautiful looking horse this. Princess Arlo. Very good win, of course, last time out. And I know they think quite a bit of this individual. I just want to call up this 3-year-old Grey Filly's form lines. Did beat Q the Rebel, so we'll have some sort of understanding how Q the Rebel goes earlier on in the afternoon. If she happens to win, are we going to have a full go on Princess Arlo?
Well, this is my banker on the card, Brandon. I like her a lot. You know, she shows pace in all her races. Even on debut, she showed good pace, didn't quite go through with it. Next time out as well. And then the blinkers sharpened her up where she ran all the way through to the line. The drop-in trip's not a concern because she is speedy. And with the blinkers on, she can go handy with the pace. And I think she could prove too strong. I think off her current rating, she could be above these. So banker for me, Princess Arlo. If you're looking past her, Divine Moonlight, Hereinafter, and Maquette.
I happened to be working in studio when this beautiful grey happened to win, and Richard was upbeat that she would train on from getting that confidence booster when beating Q the Rebel. Daryl, 2-1 is a decent price. I mean, 61.5 kilograms, rating of 87. Are you going to make her a good bet?
Do you remember her dam, Brandon? Muller de Branco. I'm sure Brian Finch owned her. Joey Ramsden trained her at one stage. Also a grey filly. Yeah, I love her chances, Brandon. I really think she's going to be a nice sort in time to come. My only concern is the drop to 1,000. Last time out of a 1,200, she was able to dictate that racing, really get into rhythm a long way from home. I just don't know if there's others running alongside her, if she's able to quicken like she did over the 6 furlong. Let's see how she goes. I really think she's a nice filly, and in time to come, we're going to sit back and say why did we play to beat her off her current rating? Because I think she could be something useful. I think once she goes 1400 a mile, we really see the best of her. But I respect her chances in a huge way. Divine Moonlight, I thought that was a fair handicap debut. I mean, she finished close up. I think she's a better, well, it's hard to say, but I think there's no doubt she acts on the turf surface. She's off the same rating as when she finished second. But if you like her chances, you have to give respect to Year In After, number 3, who's a 6-year-old mare. Because at the weights, she should actually reverse that form. But I think on the turf, she's going to confirm that form. I've just included one other brand, and a little bit of a roughie to include, number 2, Trip to Royalty. I thought she was in need of a later start. Have a look at her rating. She was as high as a 74. She's down to a 59. If she can get some cover from Divine Moonlight, this apprentice is riding very well. Spetlingwa. He'll produce her at the right time. I don't know if she's got the class to win this event, but at the weights, I think she could be better than her rating. So I've gone 1, 2, and 6 over here.
Let's put up those selections. Let's see what we're doing for this particular race. Let's see what the guys like. We'll be watching Princess Arlo. You won't miss her in the race. Beautiful looking individual. And let's hope that she can strike again as Richard Fourie gets the ride for Glenn Cotson. So Darren says we must go and back her. Let's have 200 wins on Princess Arlo. Her current price is 2-1. And I've got a feeling closer to race time, she's going to shorten up. The penultimate is race number 7. It's over 1,400 meters. Favorites number 8, National Star, at 18-10. Again, it's Richard Fourie for Sean Terry. Number 7, Lucky Miss, at 3-1. And you're getting 13-2 and better those. Darren, tell us a bit about this horse, National Star. On her day, she's got a nice turn of foot. I see she's been priced up 18-10.
Yeah, I thought a bit short in the market. I'd give her a big chance. She is best over 1,400 meters, brings high felt form into the race. Last time out at Scottsville, ran second to a very smart horse in Royal Guide. But I like Kayleen quite a bit. I labelled her 3 runs back over course and distance, and she won as she liked. Last time out in that feature race, the mile caught her out. She moved up at the 300, didn't go through with it. She's got loads of ability on her day, 58 kilos, decent enough draw. I thought 6 or 7-1 Kayleen, the horse to beat. I've got respect for Lucky Miss. She never runs a bad race, always right there. And then on Volazana and Woodland Retreat, it is a small competitive field.
The way Muzieni's riding, big respect, Lucky Miss, the 5-year-old chestnut mare, rides for Duncan Howes, who's done nothing wrong. Ran a very good second last time out. So that was to Emerald Princess in the Off to Stud Stakes. That was a listed event and it was a great finish. Daryl, what do you like over here?
I put 4 runners here, Brandon, 3, 5, 7, and 8. I mean, if you go back a few runs with number 3's form line, Woodland Retreat, got beat 2.5 lengths by Lucky Miss. Much better off at the weights. Give her a winning chance. Look at her rating. She was as high as a 104, down to a 91, Brandon. Having her peak run. She must go into all bets. Kayleen, like the look of her chances. Course and distance, ideal. So I'm going to actually be in Darren's camp over here. Pushed into a corner. She's my number 1 pick. Number 5, Kayleen. And then also respect for 7, Lucky Miss, and 8, National Star. I mean, you can't ignore their chances. 4 horses out of an 8 runner field just shows you that it is very competitive.
Now, this horse, National Star, ran a cracker behind a very nice horse in Royal Guard from the Alec Laird yard. So let's watch her closely. She has got a good turn of foot. She's got the services of Richard Fourie. Let's put up those selections. It's the penultimate. It's race number 7. Darren Burrows suggests we're going back Kayleen for some value. So 100 rand. It's entirely up to you how much you want to spend. Current price for Kayleen, you're getting as much as 13-2. So lots of value. You can't get hurt at that price. Race 7 goes off at 4 o'clock. It's the lucky last. It's race number 8, and the favourites number 7, Brave Voyager at 7-2. Number 2, Pongolas at 9-2. Number 4, Captain Who at 11-2. And at 6-1 and better those. Let's start with Darren. Darren, I don't want to tell you what this horse cost us last time out. Brave Voyager. We had a few nice all-to-goes leading into the lucky last. I remember this horse as clear as daylight, was given a beautiful ride by Gavin Larena. I don't think there was too much wrong that or I don't think anything went wrong. In fact, I couldn't make a case for what went wrong over there with Brave Voyager. Was going up and down like a cork in an ocean that last 200 meters. What happened?
I think he's very limited. He always runs an honest race, but I've never been a fan of Brave Voyager. I don't think I've included him in the pick 6 either, even though he's favourite. Now, Captain Who has started to drop a lot in the ratings. Last time out, got caught deep in the early part of the race, and that's why he didn't find extra. I think the drop in trip's going to suit. You've got a horse like Rodriguez. Last time out, I thought he got up. He failed narrowly. He looks to be coming back to his best form. Pongola not out of it. Last time out, cracking run behind Joshua Hotsnake. And then Papa C with a 4-kilo claim drop-in trip ran in the gold vase last time out. I think he's trading at 25-1. He's got to go into the play. So I included 4, 12, 2, 6, and then maybe number 1.
Thanks very much to Darren Burrows for his contribution over the weekend. We wish him all the best leading into the new week. Daryl, like I was saying, I tried so hard to make a case as to why this horse got beat last time out, Brave Voyager. Gavin had him in the perfect position. If he was good enough, he would have won with a bit in hand. He didn't pick up, and at the same time, left us very unhappy.
Penniless. Left us penniless. Yeah, Brandon, I've also excluded him out of my perms today. Enough's enough. Yeah, I mean, if you watch Pongola's last start, Brandon, he has a horse that was very unlucky not to have finished closer. He's having his peak run, he's well drawn, off a lower rating. I like his chances. But you know which horse interests me over here? Is a horse called Thunder Masala. Now, go back how many runs? 6 runs back. His last turf run happened to be over this course and distance, right? Off a rating of 67. He's now back on the turf surface, his first turf run since then, and he's off a rating of 59. Now that's 8 points or 4 kilograms lower. That has to put him into the play over here. And I also have to touch on this, Brandon. He has Richard Fourie riding for Hollywood Bet Syndicate. Now, I don't know if you followed racing on Wednesday. Richard rode 2 runners or 3 runners for the Hollywood Syndicate, maybe more. And he rode Don't Shoot the Barman, and he rode Black White Dynamite. I don't know if you saw those races, Brandon.
Daryl, I did, and I'm still not sleeping.
Yeah, I think Richard's going to be itching to boot a winner home for the Hollywood Bet Syndicate. I think he'll really be keen to get this one home for them. And I think he'll be keen to get a clear run too. So let's hope that is the case, and I think he's the horse to beat. So I'm going each way number 9, Thunder Masala.
Well, there we go. Number 9, Thunder Masala for Garth Puller. Richard Fourie gets the ride. Obviously looking to bounce back is Richard. I know that there were some frustrating times during the course of the week. The gaps just wouldn't open up. I'm hoping that the gaps will open up when it comes to the lucky last for Thunder Masala. The last race goes off at just after 4 o'clock, 16:35. Let's put up those selections. Let's see what we're doing for the lucky last. We take an exacta box, Daryl Marie. 1, 2, 4, 9 and 12. 20 Rand. You can take it for as much as you want. Hopefully by now you've got a few Rand in the back pocket, and we can make some cash leading into the new week. Thanks to everybody for watching. We'll chat again for the new week. Be safe. Love to the family. Bye-bye.